Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Out Japan if you are new around here. My name is Kaylee. So for today we're going to be unboxing more Pokemon stuff, and this one is probably going to hit you in the nostalgia feels, especially if you're a fan of the older Pokemon anime. What we have today is G.E.M, or G.E.M, Pokemon series featuring Ash, Pikachu, and Charizard. But their Japanese names are Satoshi, Pikachu, and Lizardon. You know, it's funny. I feel like whenever I hear the Pokemon names in Japanese, I know that's the original names, but I'm so used to the English names that it's just so... It's like weird for me, and it's also weird for Japanese people when I tell them the English names to... Like, the English names to the Pokemon as well. So it's like this weird, like... worlds colliding kind of situation. But anyway, so this item here is by MegaHouse. MegaHouse is a really famous figure company based in Japan, and they created this one. It's based on Ash, Pikachu, and I was gonna say Lizardon, but Charizard from the Indigo series, which is the first series in the Pokemon anime. So like I said, it's gonna hit you right in the nostalgia. And before we take a look inside, let's take a look at the box. Really good design. We already have the Pokemon ball at the top here. I like how you can kind of see through it in the little plastic like a window. So you can already see Ash, Now it's in my head. You already see Ash, Charizard, and Pikachu right inside. Here is the other side of it too. It's actually, I really like the design of the box. It shows you what you can do as well for like what kind of designs and what kind of, what kind of poses you can do for Ash, Charizard, and Pikachu as well. I like that it's like a mix of orange and red because, you know, orange and red are technically the fire type colors, so I really like that choice. You see a little bit of yellow and white in the stripes here. Maybe that's just to represent Pikachu possibly, but I don't know, like there's something about it. It's just like the detail of the box to just kind of show you like, there's like something about it because when it comes to Pokemon, especially when I'm looking at Pokemon cards, I always pay attention to the colors. So I really do like these designs and like the box designs too. And I also think it does show you too, I never realized this, it does show you what's going to be inside before we open it. And I never realized this before, but looking at the box here, you could put Ash on top of Charizard like this is along with Pikachu. And I think I kind of forgot how small Ash really is. I think in the beginning of the series, Ash is 140 centimeters, which is about 4 feet 7 inches. I was kind of thinking about it to myself, and we're going to open this box, but I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, oh, I didn't realize Charizard was that big, but maybe I'm just mistaken. I think Ash just might be really tiny. Anyway, without further ado, let's open it and see what's inside, okay? Alright, there we go. Actually, it looks really nice. This looks really good. I'll give you guys a closer view in a second. It comes with its own little instructions. It's actually kind of funny. Hold on. I like how simple these instructions are if you take a look at it closely. How do you do it? Just one. Place Ash on top. Like I said, very simple. It's just like one sheet of paper. Look at this, Mayumi. Very simple.
Oh, very simple, yeah.
Yeah, very, very simple indeed. Alright, let's open them up now. Okay, I was not careful, but I did save it. Look at this platform. I'll give you guys a closer view. Look at this platform here. Actually, I really love this platform for the figure itself. I love the design. I love that it's so unique, and it has Charizard and Pikachu. Does it have Ash on it? No, Ash isn't on it as well. Pocket monsters and all like the Pokeballs and the design. It's like a yellow. It's kind of like a yellowish. I don't know if you could tell on the screen, but it's kind of like this yellowish, reddish, not really reddish, but I guess it's like yellow-orange kind of color. I guess it's to like be a mix of, I assume it's just to be like a mix of Charizard and Pikachu's colors, but it's really cool. I think, yeah, this is really nice. And it's big too, like normally with a platform like this, it's often a circle, especially for some figures or some SH figure arts. But this one is more of an oval, and it might just be because of the size of Charizard. Speaking of, let's check out that size really quick. Alright, we're gonna start with Charizard first, and I think we're just going to be really gentle with him. But the design itself is really nice. Can you move the head? You can't really move the head. You can move the arm. You can easily take off the arm though. So, like I said, he's not an SH figure art, so you can't really move too much of him. You can take out the arm because I think that is where Ash is going to be placed. But everything else too, like, let's put his arm back on really quick. Hold on, so you guys can see more clearly. So this figure itself of Charizard is pretty much top tier. I feel like the colors and just the design itself, it's really authentic, and especially coming from the anime too. I love how the wings are spread out so widely, kind of showing like just how like big his wings are. I always thought Charizard's wings were smaller, but now I have to be reminded that they're actually a lot longer than I did expect before. I also like the detail of his little fire tail here. I think that's really cool. And also, I think the colors too, it's like, it pops out a lot as well. Like, I don't know if you can tell here, but like here, you can kind of just see like the blending of like the colors of this figure, of the orange and the yellow, and also like a little bit of brown, which I think is really cool. And even like on his back, you can kind of see it more on his back too. And I think what I also like, it's just a really small detail, but you see how his like foot is kind of like coming up a little bit as if he's like preparing to either take flight or probably attack, maybe use flamethrower. So I think the design of Charizard, in my opinion, it looks really good. I wish it was something you can move around more. Of course, it's not going to be possible with this one, but I think, in my opinion, it has like this, it just kind of like pops out of the anime. And I think this is like probably a more like little petting his head like that. I think this is definitely like a more authentic version, because I don't know how Charizard looks now, especially because they had the Mega Evolution for Charizard, which I was never really a fan of. I always enjoyed the original. I understand why they did Mega Evolution, but I do prefer the first generation older design. I think a quick fun fact that I also really like about this is that my first Pokemon game ever, and I think I mentioned this before, my first Pokemon game ever was Fire Red and Leaf Green. I had both games. I think I had Leaf Green first. And my first Pokemon starter was actually Charmander. And I don't remember why I picked Charmander, but I do remember that I had to evolve him into Charmeleon, because when I was going to face the first gym, which was Brock's gym, he was a rock type, and rock, defeats fire. But Charmeleon knew Metal Claw, and Metal Claw for some reason helps defeat all like the rock types. I don't remember why. I think it was just like really effective. But then I remembered I evolved into Charizard, and I think my Charizard, it was pretty powerful, I remember. But then when I restarted the game again, I wanted to do it again. I think my pick was Squirtle next, and I think I preferred Squirtle more than Charmander. It was really funny. I think I preferred Blastoise more than Charmander. And I think it's because my rival at the time, Gary, I think I named him something else. It was probably like Kevin or something. But my rival, Kevin, he had Blastoise, and I was like, actually, maybe this one's more powerful because it's like defeating my Charizard a lot. So then I got Blastoise, and no, that wasn't the case. It's just the game was like meant to overpower you. Like, it was like meant for the rival to pick the one, like the stronger one. It was basically like he was kind of like cheating. Screw you, Kevin. Enough about my rant. So actually, looking at Ash now, I kind of wish he was able to stand, because I do want to check. You can kind of see the height between them here. Alright, so next we have Ash and Pikachu, and I was a little bit surprised because I thought, so looking at it more closely, I thought Ash was going to be separated from Pikachu. Like, you would have to put Pikachu on him, because we did that in one video of our SH figure arts for Ash and Pikachu in it was like the 20th anniversary, like the 2017 one. If you guys want to check out that video, please follow the link. Yeah, but I thought maybe Pikachu and Ash would be separated. You could put him on, and then after you could put Charizard on, which isn't bad. I think that it's just how it was made. That was the original intent. And Ash is just like, so of course, like, the design of Ash is really good. Like I said, he's a tiny character. I never realized how tiny he actually was until looking at him. And I think it's really the gloves too. I think one thing I really like about it is the gloves. I don't know why, it's just like the little details. The little details always get to me. If you guys can see, the gloves here for Ash are pretty much like, the design of it is really detailed. And I'm trying to show you guys more closely because I just think they did such a good job, like for the painting and the modeling and stuff, and even like the details of his pants too. It just looks really good and just like pops out of the anime. Especially this part. I really like how we have his, I guess his, not jacket, but it's his shirt, his overshirt. And it kind of looks like it's flowing as he is going to be riding Charizard. I really like that detail a lot. In my opinion, I always feel like the hardest thing when designing is always the little figures sometimes. I think Charizard is pretty easy because he is rather big compared to Ash. And it also makes me think too because I'm 172 centimeters, so I'm about 5'6", 5'7". And it makes me think, oh, if I were to ride Charizard, how would I look on top of that? Probably ridiculous. But with Ash's stature and his height, I think it would probably work. So speaking of, why don't we put him on? So after you take the arm off of Charizard, you just have to grab Ash and Pikachu here. And then just place him kind of like this. Just slip him on there. And we're gonna fix his structure in a second, but I just want to show you guys how he looks. And then after, you just have to place the arm. Oh geez, I can't do this like without looking. Hold on. And then you place the arm here. There we go. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. There we are. I think it's really nice and cute how they're just kind of like holding on to each other, or Ash is holding on to Charizard like this, preparing to fly off. So I think it's a really nice design. I actually think it's really smart how they designed this piece for Ash to go on top of Charizard and to ride him like that, especially with the arm removals. I like how the hands are placed here for Ash, or Satoshi, on this side and on this side as well. Because I feel like Ash, Charizard, and Pikachu, it feels like they're about to take flight. And I think I forgot when this happens because I remember in the Indigo League. Yeah, if I remember correctly, not Ash. But Charizard or Charmeleon evolved into Charizard. And I also remember this because I used to have the novels too. There was a novel of this and my mother and I, we would read it together. I'm so sorry. I remember my mother and we would read this together, and I do remember Charmeleon was kind of a jerk to Ash, like he wouldn't listen. Charmander was like much more kinder, and then he evolved into like this kind of bratty teenager, and then after he evolved into Charizard, and still Charizard would not listen to him so much. And I think that was like the episode where Aerodactyl did come. And I forgot how he appeared, but I do remember in like the Kanto region, especially when I played the games, they had like this fossil reviver, kind of like Jurassic Park, but they would take the fossils and then they would just like make them back into the original Pokemon again, like some kind of witchcraft or magic. But I do remember like that was the time Charizard was Charmeleon evolved into Charizard, and he was still kind of like a jerk to Ash, like he still would not listen to Ash so much. Oh, nostalgia galore. Alright everyone, so that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed that little nostalgic trip of our unboxing for Pokemon. If you guys are interested in purchasing one of these, or even any other vintage or nostalgia from nostalgia like figures just like this, make sure to go to our store. We have a ton of those, not just Pokemon, but we also have One Piece, we have Naruto, of course Saint Seiya, like for all you Saint Seiya fans out there. We have everything, so if you guys want to order from us, please let us know. Not just in the comments, but also message Mayumi and go to our link to our store as well. Also, if you did like this video, don't forget to leave a like and comment below. Especially, I kind of want to ask, you don't really see him so much in the anime, so what was your favorite moment with Charizard in the anime? Especially with Ash and Pikachu, and if not with Ash and Pikachu, just in general. Also, if you guys are new around here and you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell down below. We post videos every Sunday and sometimes randomly during the week, and we sometimes do live streaming about twice a month as well. Alright, thank you guys so much again for joining, and I will see you soon. Bye bye!